Another day alive. Another day alive. Good morning, Rogues. It's almost the weekend, right? So, almost 4 years over. What do we battle every day? We battle. I have my meditation going on. I haven't meditated in a while, so I'm going to meditate. But I've been taking cold showers. I decided to revamp my mental strategies and having cold showers because we want to be. Our bodies wants to be comfortable at all times. We want to be comfortable. We want to take. We're going to be around. Oh, it's too cold. It's this. So it's our brains wants to keep us safe, right? So it's the constant battle. It's the constant denominator of man. Just have one drink, right? So the part of that uh, keeps me grounded and keeps me motivated. It is I work hard. I'm almost 52 years old. I think I look pretty darn good to being 52. And one of the things that keeps me going, there's like an internal clock that I cannot quit. You know, they said the harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. And I don't know what are you going through, but you have to battle the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is always, as Mr. David Goggins always mentioned, as the subconscious mind, it is a medieval motherfucker, which means the subconscious mind knows your weaknesses. He knows who you are. He knows what you have done. He knows everything about you, right? He knows everything about you. So when we lie to ourselves and say, it's going to be okay, it's going to be all right? So this is my almost full week to taking cold showers. The first thing I do in the morning, it is the coffee is ready in the morning, right? I make it the night before, so it's ready to go in the morning. I stay in the bed before even I touch the ground. I pray, I concentrate, and it's going to be a good day. And I've been perfecting my, like, I don't do anything. I pee, but as after I drink my coffee and before I go to my phones, boom, cold shower, ready to go, push ups and just like, and because and it just like all the way. So there's no like I'm gonna try it a little bit. It's just like ready to go. So the plan it is pray, boom, and just like go. That's the goal for the second week. Which guess what? Your body's already like, dude, man, this dude is taking cold showers. Now we know what he's gonna do, right? So you're training your subconscious mind, right, to get that barrier away. So as I progress, I came down to the gym last night, and guess what? Another cold shower. It's outside. Is in North Carolina is very very cold this month. So guess what? The water is really cold. So the the constant prayer that I do through the day, the constant, like it's gonna be okay. But not only that, it is, you have your daily, you know, your daily activities, your daily, whatever the case might be, and calls and emails or whatever you need to do to, to survive. If you're doing a real estate agent, which I'm going to be a real estate agent in a few months, I'm like, there's a goals, right? There's a constant um, concentration that I have to be in a daily basis, because then you have the cold, and then you have, your daughter that is doing this, and then you, yeah. So there's constant distractions every single time, every single day. There's distractions, right? So if you are not really preparing your mind for what is coming, then when you start doing these things, then you're like, oh, it's good, man. You're preparing. Like, if you think too much, oh man, it's gonna suck, right? So we just go ahead and do it. That's what I start doing, because I already been doing those cold showers. And actually, I did quite a few back in last year, and I was on and off. And sometimes I come to for the gym in the summer, and I take cold showers, but not in the winter, because I want to train my mind that I am the winner, right? Because as I'm going through this process to getting the real estate license, I have to have this sense of urgency, right? Like today, we're gonna do. I'm gonna be probably up until probably like I'm gonna go all the way through, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock at night, right? So between the work and whatever I had to do, so it's like game on. So I'm putting in my subconscious mind, dude. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this thing done. There's not gonna be no distractions. So this weekend we're gonna stay home, and we're just gonna power what we need to do in the morning, the cold shower, hit the books, and boom, study. Like every boom, in and a day in and day out. So because the more distracted, I put one of the goals that I have in for the past couple of months is, like, in the morning I don't check social media. I don't check emails. I don't check absolutely nothing. I deleted my Facebook account because I think Facebook was a distraction, and I was like, I'm cutting distractions like no one else's business. If it doesn't serve your purpose for your life, you got to eliminate the process of elimination. Because it is not the the way that you had to go. Because at this point, you gotta, I would assume that if you don't work, then guess what? The rent is due. They say success is like the rent, because the rent due is every single day. That's what I like sales. I like doing always the in the sales business, because you are in control. The toughest industry to be in, right? Pretty much in the industry that I'm in is rejection. You gotta be comfortable with rejection, right? Because I can have the half of the day like it's just like hang-ups and like no, like, and it's just like all day. Sometimes I have one day like it's like no, like literally the entire day is like no. There is a quote that Andy Elliott was doing in the car business, and he came home and he said like that he didn't sell any cars. And he came home, and the wife said, you got to go back there, man. You got to go out there and go back there and sell something. Our life depends out of this shit, right? And Andy went back, and he was so pumped and so pissed off that he ended selling 3 cars. So he was like, so I'm like, pow, 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 because it's if you're not feeling in a way that you are so uncomfortable with the situation, like I am. I mean, I achieve goals in my life. I'm not where I wanted to be. So I got to keep myself, I got to change the entire routine. I got to change everything that for yourself. You got to change everything. You got to change the way the way you take showers, the way you dress, the way you actually walk, the way you work out, the way you feed yourself. The past 50 for me, the next 50 years, they have to be completely different from my past 50 years. My past 50, they're gone. They don't even exist. The present exists. Is what we focus in, and that was a misconception when I was earlier a few years ago. Like I was, oh my god, in 10 years I'm gonna I planned certain things. I had dreams, pretty much, wet dreams, and I think pretty much none of this they became true because I didn't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not going anywhere. You've got to have a strategic plan. Like when I'm reading the book of this dude, David Goggins, he had a plan. You know, he had a team, and he had to train by himself as well. Like in the morning, he probably, you know, gets up in the morning and does probably 1,000 push-ups, and he doesn't feel like doing it. Like me taking cold showers in the morning, I was like, oh shit. But that activates the day. Like I'm wired up. I'm like shit. I'm all wired up because I know that if I don't do these things with the next, you know, 6 months, the next, you know, my next 6 months, they're so important. The next 6 to 12 months for me, they're gonna be so important that it's gonna make me or break me, right? So not only I have to, you know, mind you that when you turn 50, your energy are not the same. When I see all these influencers, they're like 30 and they like doing all this, and say, yeah, dude, I wish I was 30. So in my 50s, I know I'm competing with all these people. So what do I need to do to, uh, you know, increase my stamina, but also include, you know, increment my net worth, you know, my sales revenue, and so guess what? I gotta have systems in place. I gotta have an exit plan. I gotta have a training set up, and I gotta be so diligent that literally there is no time. There is no time slots in the day that distractions. You know, when you have, oh, I have lunch from this to time, and then I have from you know, from what I drive from, like if you say you drive from work for a certain time, you know, what are you doing in between? I used to have my iPod in the car. When I plug the iPod or whatever, and I instead of listening to the radio, I have, you know, listen to, you know, the training, you know, the uh, motivation or Tony Robbins or mental or sales skills or anything that has to do with training, instead of listening to fucking music when you drive. They said when you spend the time in your car for that many hours, by the time it's spent, you know, a couple of years, that's like 2, 3, 4 college degrees. Because people, what they do when they drive, they just like go. So there's so much time wasted in between those periods of time in your day. So right now I'm doing this, and then after that, okay, from this to that, I'm doing that, and from this to that, I'm doing that, and from this to that, I'm taking a shower, and there's, I didn't understand that until a few years later. I was like, man, I gotta give it even more strict. In a way, I gotta get even more strict. Like I'm not even like nothing. Like boom for this until you count your days so you can have a good sleeping patterns. So when you get up in the morning, boom, you're ready to go. And when you go to bed, you're ready to go. And you get up so your body recognize you're not a slave of your body, because your subconscious mind works phenomenal. See, when you go to bed and you know you do the same things, I was listening to Joe Dispenza the other day and said, well, you know, what do we do every day as humans? You get up, get a cup of coffee, you know, you go to the bathroom, you pee, you go back. So we're doing all this, and I was doing this. I was a few years ago. I was doing the same thing. You were not doing anything extra that your body will require the extra. I mean, I was work out, you know, but I was, you know, not as passionate as I am today, and I still need to perform. I gotta perform even better, because sometimes when I cut up doing, oh no, I'm doing the same thing. No, I gotta change. I gotta move forward. Don't cut yourself doing, because if you don't have and follow that plan, get a scheduled book and just get that taken care of. And that's the me being, sober. We gotta constantly get us better. I gotta go. Have a good afternoon. Go help somebody that can ever pay you. Follow us on Insta, and man, let's rock and roll, man.